Today, we are diving into the real detective work of making businesses better. We're going to zoom in on the analyze phase of this super powerful framework called DMAIC. Honestly, this is the step where we stop all the guessing and start finding some real answers. But let me ask you something first. Have you ever seen a brand new fix get put in place at work, only to watch the exact same problem pop right back up a few weeks later? I mean, why do so many of these solutions feel like just slapping a Band-Aid on a much bigger problem?
Well, it's usually because they're designed to treat the symptoms, not the actual disease. If you want to create change that actually lasts, you have to stop asking what is happening and start asking why over and over again. And that right there is the entire mission of the Analyse phase.
So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a big picture, this quest for quality. Then we'll get to know the DMAIC framework itself. From there, we'll zero in on the analyze phase, digging into its tools, clearing up a really key distinction, and seeing how it turns a mess of data into crystal clear insight. Okay, so to really get DMAIC, we've got to start where it all began, a methodology called Six Sigma. Companies like Motorola and General Electric made this famous. It's this super disciplined, data-obsessed approach to eliminating defects and getting as close to perfect as humanly possible. So just how perfect is near perfect? Well, the ultimate goal of Six Sigma is to get to a point where you have no more than 3.4 defects for every million chances. Yeah, you heard that right, per million. It's an incredibly high standard that really forces a company to understand its processes inside and out. And the engine that drives all this improvement, it's a 5-step framework called DMAIC. Now, this is important. It is specifically designed to solve problems and improve existing business processes that just aren't cutting it anymore. The phases themselves are super logical. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. You define what's wrong, you measure how bad it is, you analyze the root cause, that's our focus today, then you improve it, and finally, you control the process to make sure things don't slide back. Simple, right? And now we are at the heart of it all, the analyze phase. If DMAIC is the mission, this is the investigation. This is where you put on your detective hat, pull out the magnifying glass, and start following the clues. I mean, the official objective here is crystal clear. You analyze the data to find cause and effect relationships. You're not guessing, you're not going with your gut feeling. You are on the hunt for the verifiable, proven root cause of whatever is going wrong. And this is where you see this beautiful handoff happen. The measure phase is all about gathering the evidence. It collects all the baseline data. But the analyze phase, it takes that evidence and solves the mystery. It sifts through all the clues to find the real culprit. So let's be super clear about what a root cause actually is. It's not the surface level stuff. It is the deep, underlying fundamental reason the problem exists in the first place. It's the one thing that, if you get rid of it, the problem doesn't just get patched up, it's gone for good. And this question right here, this is what drives everything in the analyze phase. The teams move from just knowing what is happening to understanding exactly why it's happening. They're trying to answer, when do these defects show up? Where do they happen? And for what reasons? So, how do analysts actually pull this off? Well, they don't just stare at a spreadsheet hoping for an epiphany. They use a specific set of tools, a whole analytical toolkit, to systematically break down the problem until that root cause has nowhere left to hide. And this toolkit is packed. You've got things like a fishbone diagram to brainstorm every possible cause you can think of, or the beautifully simple 5 whys technique, where you just keep asking why to drill down past the symptoms. Every tool gives you a different way to look at the problem. One of the real rock stars of this toolkit is Pareto analysis. It's all based on the famous 80-20 rule, which basically says that most of the time, 80% of your problems come from just 20% of the causes. A chart like this is amazing because it helps teams ignore all the noise and focus their energy on the vital few causes that will actually make a difference. Then you have another key tool called FMEA, or Failure Mode and Effects Analysis. This one is really cool because it's proactive. The team gets together and literally brainstorms all the ways a process could fail and what would happen if it did. It's like being a fortune teller for your project. Okay, now there is one really important point we need to clear up. Because you'll see an analyze phase in another Six Sigma framework, but its purpose is completely different and it can definitely trip people up.
In DMAIC, the one we're focused on, Analyze is all about finding the root cause in an existing process. But in another framework called DMADV, which is used for designing brand new products or processes, Analyze is about developing and evaluating design alternatives. So same name, totally different mission. It's fixing versus creating.
All right, so let's bring this all home. What's the final takeaway? What is the ultimate purpose of this incredibly important phase? The Analyse phase is the critical bridge in the whole DMAI cycle. It's the thing that transforms all the raw, messy numbers and observations from the measure phase into a verified, data-proven understanding of the problem. And that is what guarantees that the solutions you build in the improve phase are aimed at the right target, the proven cause, not just a wild guess. And that, my friends, is the power of true analysis. So I'll just leave you with this thought. What problem in your world, at work or at home, could use a little less guessing and a whole lot more asking why?